y'all. Hey YouTube world. It is Danny, the multiple streams queen. Look at my hair. I need some moisture up in here. Anywho. So while I am driving, I wanted to talk about pricing. Where did you find your pricing? A lot of people struggle with their pricing and sometimes leave money on the table. So let's talk about it. Pricing. Where I find my pricing, that's a part of your market research, and I hope you guys are doing, is honestly right on Airbnb. Go on Airbnb. Everything is public information, right? So you can see what other hosts are charging per night, what they're charging for their cleaning fees, right? So you always want to make sure that you are comparable or compatible to your area, especially when it comes to that cleaning fee. If you're in an area where people are typically charging, for a one bedroom, they're only charging $50 or $60. You don't want to come out the gate charging $100 because that's going to deter guests from booking with you. Right? Unless you have some luxury high class listing, right? And then in that case, there's a different type of traveler anyway. But make sure you're doing that market research and you're looking at what other hosts are charging. Know your amenities, know your area, and you can literally look at every amenity every other host has. If they have a gym, if they have a pool, if they have a secure building, if they offer free parking, little things like that. You can see what other hosts have. You can see what their guests are saying. But this goes back to the market research as well. But you want to make sure your prices are comparable to the area, right? Unless you have some type of themed unit or again a luxury unit, you want to kind of stay where your market is. So absolutely write down the low end and write down the high end and look at what those hosts are offering, right? What's going to set them apart, and then what sets you apart. Where are they lacking? Right? What are guests saying that they could do better on, or something that they may need? Or if you're looking at their amenities, what amenities don't they have that maybe you do have? Right? So maybe you want to highlight that. If those hosts are not in the building, or say they don't have a gym or they don't have a pool, that's something that you can advertise in your listing or even in your title. But making sure you're looking on Airbnb for you to help you get your nightly rate. Also look on AirDNA, Air, and it's DNA, and they can kind of give you some pointers on your nightly rate as well. Okay, so definitely do that market research so you can come up with appropriate nightly rate. And again, making sure you are staying abreast to what is happening in your area. If there is an event happening, a sports event or some type of concert, make sure that you're going in and you're adjusting your prices appropriately, right? Like I always say, I always use this analogy because it's so true. If there's something going on in an area, Uber will have what they call surge prices. They increase the prices, right? Because the demand went up. So if the demand goes up in your area because there's a concert or some type of big event in your area, you should price your units appropriately. The demand went up, so your price should increase, right? Do not leave money on the table and keep your price the same nightly rate. And then you know, when somebody was willing or someone else was willing to pay more per night, right? So increase your prices with the demand. If something is happening in your area, there's an event, there's a concert, whatever it may be, increase your prices. On the holiday, increase your prices, right? You do not want to leave money on the table just putting in that one base rate and you leave it like that all the time. You're missing money, you're losing money, and you're just letting money flow out of your hands. right? So making sure, please make sure that you're staying abreast and you got your ear to the street and you know what's going on in your area, and you're pricing your units appropriately. Make sure you know what events are coming to that area so you can price your units appropriately. Doing that market research, looking at other hosts, looking at other units. What do they have and what don't they have? What do you have that they don't have? Or just looking at their reviews, how can you do better? How can you go in on those areas of weaknesses, and how can you maximize on that? So making sure you look at that and you use that, just being a host, and then also coming up with your pricing strategies to making sure people book with you. You don't want to be the lowest in the area. I know one of my mentees said in the area that she's in, she saw a host was like charging $69 or $72 a night. And I'm like, don't worry about that low end, right? You don't know their business, essentially. You don't know their business, right? To them, they're like, they just want to make $100 a month is good for them. You don't know, I don't know, and don't rack your brain trying to think about it, because you'll never know. So all you can do is do your research. You come up with that average number and where you feel comfortable at, what your sweet spot is, right, for your nightly rate, and then you charge your nightly rate. But also, another thing a lot of people don't do is figure out your break-even number. So when it's slow, or if you're not booking, what is your break-even nightly rate that you should do, right? Add up all your expenses, your rents, your utilities, everything. Add them all up and divide that by 30. At the minimum, this is how much you need to make a night to just break even. What is that number? Figure out that break even number, right? And always have that at the forefront of your brain. But do that research and see low end and the high end. Come up with an average, and then you find your sweet spot on where you're going to not only make money, but you can also make some type of profit as well. So don't just guess and you come up with numbers and that's what you charge. Do your research and figure out appropriate number, and figure out your sweet spot on what you can charge and what you can charge so you can absolutely make a profit. Okay. All right, y'all. If you like the information that I am sharing, please subscribe. If you know anyone else that is wanting to tap into the Airbnb industry, please share this with them. As we grow, I will share more and more gems to help you get started on your journey. All right, guys. Have a great day.